think it's funny people like to go to sleep to bird sound because it's so relaxing, but it is the equivalent of listening to someone going, "Get out! I hate you! Go away!"
The Oxford Flight Group is a group of about 7 or 8 PhD students, 4 postdocs and myself, and we study all sorts of aspects of animal flight and its applications across to aircraft. We've built an indoor flight facility where we can actually study the birds in ever greater detail under the view of the motion capture camera system that's at the core of this facility.
I mean, birds just don't go around attacking people without no reason.
A lot of people, when I speak to them about my PhD, they say that my PhD title sounds like a children's book, How Do Birds Perch? But actually that's a very complicated, difficult area that we just don't understand at all. When birds want to do targeting behaviour like perching, they have to be very accurate to reach what they're aiming for. So in small birds that could be a feeder or on a branch, but for larger birds it's for catching other animals and being able to catch their prey properly.
What we're interested in doing is taking insight from the way that birds and insects make use, for example, of visual information to guide their flight through, say, cluttered environments like the one we're sitting in here, and to use that to inspire different ways that we can control drones to enable them to fly safely through those kinds of environments, which at the moment we just can't do.
I've set up a bird feeder, and the bird feeder is attached to a motor, so it swings back and forth. I have lots of cameras set up around the bird feeder, so when they land I can recreate what they did in 3D because I've got 2 different views of what was going on. And then from there I use computer software to help me track where the bird is in the videos and work out what their wings are doing, so I can see what control behaviour is going on as they approach the perch.
What we're now trying to do is to look at how birds deal with getting through cluttered environments, how they avoid obstacles, change their size and shape of their wings as they're getting through gaps. Where we're able to fly the birds under the view of the motion capture camera system that's at the core of this facility. It's basically like a system that you would have in Hollywood. So if you think of the Lord of the Rings and Gollum, Andy Serkis there was covered over in little reflective markers. All of his movements were picked up by the cameras, which then were able to model Gollum. In our case, the actors are the birds themselves, and again, they're covered with these little retroreflective markers, which are these small, lightweight and completely harmless things for the birds. So the kinds of information that we're getting are things that people have never been able to look at or measure before, and that's opening many new questions about the fine detail of how birds are able to fly.
It's really nice when you're filming them in high speed because it's such slow-mo, you can see exactly what they're doing, and they spend a lot of time bickering with each other and doing all sorts of really interesting behaviour that you can't really see normally.
It's been completely transformative for us as a group to be able to build this facility. And the thing that it really enables above all is to take the study of animal flight into the era of big data. What we're able to do with this system is just turn around data capture at an enormous rate. So in the past year alone, we've collected information on over 10,000 flights by our Harris Hawks, including every single flight that the 3 young males that we brought into the lab have ever done. So we have an absolutely unprecedented data set that couldn't have been collected really anywhere else on the planet because there's nowhere else that's quite like this facility that gives us the ability to do this. Whiteham, the laboratory with leaves, which we're literally sitting in now in this laboratory, which really does have leaves, is actually turned into a very high-tech place indeed.